Hey all, and I'm going to be covering some of the new features that have been recently added to the game. The main feature I'm going to be covering in this video is the Immortal Path. That's found in the Colosseum tab here. So, yeah, this is a pretty straightforward game type. Let's go ahead and give it a go. Before I give it a go, you can actually buy one of these if you want to. I don't think you really need that unless your character's quite weak. You might need it later on. But yeah, let's go ahead and give this a go. So what you have to do is select one of the spaces to go on. In this example, there's 2 battles. Then challenge the battle. If you've got a battle, there are other spaces as well, other events on the grid. So most of the opponents are pretty easy actually. The thing about this game type is that you don't heal automatically between battles, so yeah, you have to be slightly careful. So here I should win the battle relatively easily. Then I'll have a choice of spaces to go on for the next move. Here we go. That should be the battle over now. Yeah, there we go. So I've got, I believe, artefact shards. And now you get a choice of skills. Increases attack by 10% and grants a 10% life drain effect. The lower the hero's health, the higher the damage. Increases damage by 10% for priest and mage. So I think the attack by 10% would probably be the most useful. You have to decide for yourself which you think would be the most useful, but bear in mind your health does not regenerate, so you have to bear that in mind. So yeah, that's what the artifact shards are. That's what you get after each battle. Here we go, I'll go ahead and win this one. Yeah, none of the battles are especially difficult. The problem is the no healing, so you may need to use healing skills during the battle if your team gets too weak. You want to try and keep everyone alive if you can. There we go. So again, a choice of skills. Probably the best one here. Reduces 10% of damage taken. Try and focus on surviving. And then you just repeat the process. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward in all fairness. It does take quite a long time though, as once you've completed the first level, there's more levels afterwards. The other thing to bear in mind is that this does reset, I believe, every 48 hours. I might be wrong on that, but yeah, when it resets, you go back to level 1. So if you get stuck on a level, for example, you will be able to continue when it resets. Yeah, this goes on quite a long time. I'll play through maybe one level just so you all have an idea of how this works. But yeah, it is pretty straightforward. Nothing difficult here. Well, I'm going to go for the middle one. There we go. So here's an alternative event. This just opens up a shop. Since that's all amethyst, we can skip that. But it saves a battle, and here, this actually heals your team. And that's really useful if you get that. Now we're back to the battles. Bear in mind, you won't get artifact shards unless you choose a battle, so yeah, that's something to bear in mind, but the healing definitely helps. It does start off pretty easy. But yeah, as you can see, this does take a long time. It does take a very long time. There we go, that battle wasn't too difficult. The battles sort of get easier actually as you get the buffs. I think we have defense this time. It's also helpful if I have that skill available at the start. I don't very often have that though. I tend to use that skill later on in the battle. Makes it a lot easier though if it's available at the start. Don't forget you also have the awakening skill as well that you can use. If you can get that going early on, you should wipe out the enemy pretty quickly. That skill is really overpowered. There we go. So what should I have this time? For all allies per tank hero in formation. So that means knights, I would have thought. So I think we'll give that a go. And again, I'm going to go to the middle one as that I think is a better option. Staying near the middle is probably a good idea. You can see though I had that skill available at the start. And well, I was able to take out most of the enemies. You can use the awakening skill pretty early as well, which is always useful. There we go, nice. Not too difficult there. The goddess always seems to attack after you finish the battle, which is kind of strange. I think we'll have the increased defense by 10%. And then what have we got here? Oh, a choice. So that revives one of your allies or have full healing. Healing's a better option in this situation. None of my team's actually died yet, believe it or not, which is pretty good going. But it's not particularly difficult yet. This is only level 1 though. I'm not sure how many levels there are here. It basically goes on forever, I think, until you can't get any further. I might be wrong on that. There might be an end to it, but yeah, that's kind of what it feels like here. Now, this battle is looking quite a bit harder than the other ones. Hopefully I'll get through it, but I'm going to have to focus a bit more on healing as well, I think. Try and make sure I keep myself alive. Yeah, you can see the damage it's doing. This is a much harder battle, but I do have the awakening skill to hit out now. I should win the battle, but one of my team is going to die, I think. Yeah, this is much harder than it was in testing. I didn't encounter anyone this strong in testing. But there we go, I managed to win the battle. Hopefully I won't die from the goddess attack. There we go, nice. And there we go, we have the chest. So let's claim what's in the chest. So yeah, we have a few items in there. You probably saw artefact, shards and insignia. So yeah, insignia is a useful item. Oh, that's quite useful. Now I could revive the one that died in the previous battle. There we go, it just repeats like that. So yeah, insignia is a pretty useful item. If we go to the trading post, that's guild badge, mark of valor, there's insignia. So yeah, you can get useful stuff from the Colosseum shop, but it is hard earned items. I mean, I only got one insignia from that. So that gives you an idea of what sort of rewards you can get. You're going to need to put a lot of work into this game type if you want to get anything decent from it, so please bear that in mind. Okay, so a couple of other features I'm going to be talking about now that have been added recently: the cross-server ranked match and the farm. So let's start with the cross-server ranked match. I've not actually been playing this, but even if you don't play it, you can cheer for the winner. Then you can collect some items from that, which include diamonds, so that's worth doing. Even if you don't participate in this game type, make sure you cheer. I can't say too much about this though, as I don't really play it. That's not the sort of game type I really enjoy, if I'm being honest. Okay, so now onto the farm. The farm is pretty straightforward, but there are a few things you may not know about this, so I think it's worth a quick discussion. So you can unlock these places with diamonds. I unlocked all of them. The other places in the farm unlock as you level up. So the way to level up is to harvest the crops and to sort of maintain the crops, any weeds etc. that grow. None of my friends have weeds at the moment or anything like that. So one thing to bear in mind as well, if you revive a friend's crops, like here for example, you don't actually gain EXP, but you do gain sort of friendliness, or attraction it's called. So yeah, worth reviving if you have some good friends that are not going to delete you. There we go. I don't normally steal from other friends' farms though. I don't see the point of it. The items that you plant in the farm don't have that much value, if I'm being honest, so yeah, generally don't steal crops. That's my log. I have one person that stole some cabbage. Yeah, check the farming log and you can see what's been going on like so. So yeah, make sure you keep plants growing, and harvesting them will give you the EXP that unlocks the other slots. Then you check the shop as well and see what's there. Radishes are actually considered a rare crop as it's gold. Fertilizers as well, I don't bother with those since you need amethyst to buy them. So as you harvest your crops, you will unlock this. For example, here I've unlocked the cabbage, you get a reward. But yes, maxed out pretty quickly, as you can see. As I get more and more crops available, I will hopefully complete this. You can see here the rare crops. I probably won't get any of these done, as they are likely only purchasable by amethyst. So let's move on to the lab feature. You want to keep something going in the lab at all times. Now, there's actually a lot here. You might not realise there's actually a second page to this screen, and then if you go onto the crop research, there's actually 5 pages. You can see all of that, and they all do various things. I'd recommend focusing on the soil research first. Once you've got most of this done, then you can start focusing on the individual crops. I have actually started here, as you can see. You can only have one research going at a time. It's entirely up to you what you go for, but I highly recommend just keeping something going at all times. Eventually you will have leveled up all of this, but it's going to take a very, very long time. Also bear in mind some of them cost diamonds. For example here, that's 120 diamonds. Make sure you have enough diamonds to purchase that. Hopefully pretty straightforward, but yeah, some of these for example cost gold, but some do cost diamonds. Want to be careful you don't accidentally click one that costs diamonds when you don't really have enough diamonds to do that. Very easily done. And there we go, that about covers this video. I hope that was helpful. Pretty straightforward what I've covered in the video, but as always, if you do have any questions or suggestions regarding this video, please let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to help. If you did enjoy this video, leaving a like and subscribing to the channel is always appreciated. Thank you to those that have already subscribed. There are a few other videos on the screen you may enjoy as well. Feel free to check those out if you want to do so. and thanks for watching.